Hey everybody, it's Sam. Can you hear me? How's it going?
Hi.
And that's Leonore. Everybody say hi to Leonore.
Hi, everyone.
Um, Good to know. So it looks like obviously you all got the link. It looked like it went out to everybody. Do we think that happened okay? Great.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
seeing people jumping on. It's awesome.
Wow.
Hello.
So many people from all over the world. It's kind of amazing. Technology. Incredible. Incredible. So I have it exactly straight up 5 o'clock, and I like to start really promptly. So let's go ahead and do that. Hi, my name's Sam Bennett with theorganizedartistcompany.com and theorganizedentrepreneur.com. This is my right hand, my team, Leonore Chia. Hi, Leonore.
Hi, nice to see you.
Leonore's in Vermont. I'm in California. You all are wherever you all are, and Texas, and oh golly, all over the place. And I want to welcome you. Some of you I know really well. Some of you have been with me for a really long time, but a lot of you are brand new. This is your first time ever doing something with me. You're a friend of Shiloh, or you're a friend of Amy's, or you're a friend of Ben's, or maybe you just heard about this online somewhere. So I really want to welcome you into this moment and this time and this space and this breakthrough that you are going to have during our next hour together. Um, I know a lot of you think better while you're doodling, while your hands are busy, so feel free to get a pad of paper and a pen. You are definitely going to want to be writing things down as we're talking, because this isn't just sort of an in theory kind of a thing. This is a very practical, let's talk about you kind of a thing. So the way I like to start my webinars is with just a little bit of breathing, just to kind of bring us all into the same room, sort of at the same time, and to set this time apart from other time. You know, we spend most of our time in our day making sure things get done, putting out fires, taking care of everybody else. This is an hour for you to center in on your intuition, on your creative voice, on what the next steps are for you. So we'll just do one round of breathing, and I'll count us through it. We're going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, and we're just going to do that one time. But if you want to just take this moment to sort of soften your gaze, soften your heart, soften your shoulders, soften your belly. And let's take that deep breath together. So we'll inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. Thank you for doing that with me. And as often when I am breathing and meditating, the animals show up. That's Chester. So I'm sure he'll make some guest appearances during this webinar. I want to tell you all that you are so good and brave. I'm so proud of you for signing up for this and for making the time to be here. I mean, I think a lot of people saw it and went, oh, yeah, I should probably do that. But then they didn't quite get around to it. And you got around to it. And the fact that you are willing to stop complaining and listen to yourself, listen to your own heart, the fact that you are willing to get some help, spend an hour getting some advice from a professional, that you're willing to admit that you might be misunderstanding your problem. You might be misunderstanding your problem. In fact, I'm almost 100% positive that you are misunderstanding your problem, because otherwise you would have solved it by now, right? Otherwise you would have taken the steps to get yourself in a position where you were making money from your creativity. And that's so great that you were willing to open up to that idea, because most people are so attached to their problems. They walk around like their problems are their precious thing, like, oh, my problem, oh, my terrible, terrible problem, and they don't ever let it go. So for you to let it go and say, huh, let me think about this problem from a slightly different way, I think is really exciting. We're getting a comment on the chat. Let's see. Carolyn says, it may be my computer, but the video is not in sync with the audio. Yeah, that's probably your computer. You may want to close all the other windows and programs you have going. You may want to reboot your computer, which means you'll miss just a little bit, but I'll try not to say anything interesting while you're rebooting. Otherwise, the recording of this will be made available for you, so you can do that. Oh, which reminds me, I wanted to do an audio recording of this as well. Oh, I'll just wait till next time. Okay, so yeah, most people are so stubborn they are hanging on to their problems for dear flippin' life, and you are willing to let go a little bit because you want to make money from your creativity. Go ahead and say that with me, won't you? I want to make money from my creativity. Say it out loud. I want to make money from my creativity. And can I tell you something? I know that you can. I know that you can. You would not be here if you couldn't. So even if you doubt yourself, if you have a lack of faith in yourself, you can borrow strength from me. I did a little poll of some of you when you registered about what you thought might be getting in your way of your making money from your creativity. And about 11% of you said you were unsure of the technology. Understandable. About 22% said you were unsure about marketing and sales and how that all supposed to go. About 24% said you were kind of unsure what business you were in. Like, I'm not exactly sure what I would be selling or what I'm doing. Very understandable. And 40% said all of the above. So that's a lot of, that's a lot of confusion. That's a lot of overwhelm. That's a lot of where do I go from here? And a lot of you wrote in, too, some extra comments, and I really appreciate your being so honest and so forthcoming. A lot of you mentioned feeling really overwhelmed and having too many choices and not being sure where to start. Some of you mentioned social media and like what to do with that. Some of you mentioned difficulty committing, difficulty deciding, not willing to commit to your brand, not willing to commit to your product or project or idea, and it's too busy, overwhelmed, too many things going on, family things, money things, health things. That happens for all of us. We all have life issues to deal with. And one of you wrote, a lack of hope. A lack of hope. And for sure, a lack of hope will get in the way of you making money from your creativity. And I gotta say, I totally get it. I totally get it, because that was me. That was me. So for those of you who don't know me, who haven't met me, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. Hi, I'm Sam Bennett from theorganizedartistcompany.com. And in 2009, when I started working on the Organized Artist Company full-time, I grew up in Chicago. I grew up as an actor. I'm still a working actor. And my acting career always went sort of just well enough that you didn't want to give up on it, but not so well as to actually be able to really support me. And now, I've got the organizedartistcompany.com, the organizedentrepreneur.company.com. I just published a book called Get It Done, From Procrastination to Creative Genius in 15 Minutes a Day with New World Library, that's doing really well as far as book sales go. I was an Ultimate Marketer finalist for Infusionsoft. I'm one of the world's leading Infusionsoft consultants, which is hilarious to me because that's so unlikely. And I'm the marketing and branding expert for both David Nagel and for Tyler Garnes in his Box Out Marketing program. So, in a very short amount of time, I've been able to build a multi-six-figure business, really doing it my way. And that's how I know that you can do it, building it your way. But back in 2009, I was totally broke. I was really unhappy. I was working a million different part-time jobs. I delivered flowers. I was an executive assistant. I worked in the basement of a hotel doing paperwork and contracts. It was awful. I had all these part-time gigs because I wanted to preserve my freedom, right? The freedom that, of course, I totally didn't have because I was so busy running around from crappy part-time job to crappy part-time job. And not only was I not making full-time money and not getting any full-time benefits, I didn't have any time for myself anyway. I did make time for theater. I was usually in a show, rehearsing a show, doing a late-night show, doing an improv show. Creatively, it was pretty satisfying. But financially and personally and spiritually, I was completely depleted. I was completely out. So I started the Organized Artist Company with no money, with no income, with no business plan, with no business experience, and really no idea how to go about running a business, which has mostly served me well, because most of the time I don't know that something's impossible. So I just go ahead and do it. And then I talk to other entrepreneurs, and they're like, "You did what?" I'm like, "I didn't know you couldn't, so I did." And I did two things right away that were looked really dumb from the outside and were really smart from the inside. The two things I did was, one is I got Infusionsoft right away. Infusionsoft is a sales and marketing software. It's like a giant constant contact. It's like a giant MailChimp, if you imagine it sort of that way. And I spent a fortune on it. It was crazy. It's a very complicated system. But I knew that that was where my business was going. I knew that that's what I wanted. I knew that that's what I was building towards. And I knew even then how important it was to work from the dream, right? Build to what you know will happen rather than what's happening right now. Does that make sense? And I also spent a lot of money on coaches and advisors and mentors, and really, you know, like I said, I'm a nice Midwestern girl. I have spent so much money that there's part of me that's going, really? You spent what on what now? But I will tell you, the number one thing that's going to get in your way making money from your creativity is between your own ears. It is the beliefs you have, it's the things you don't see, it's the blind spots you have, it's the opportunities you ignore or get frightened by, and you need someone else to point them out to you. You need someone else to really be strong for you. So it's a little bit of gratuitous advice because, of course, I offer these services, but let me just say, I wouldn't expect anybody to do it alone. Get an accountability group, get a buddy, get a mentor, get somebody who's done it before to be on your side and help you. And I will also say that my friends who criticize me for spending so much money on coaches and training and classes and whatnot, they are mostly still running around with the same problems they had 5 years ago, making the same non-money that they were making 5 years ago, and I've completely transformed my life. So you tell me, right? The other thing that I've learned is how to work smarter rather than harder, and we're going to be talking about some of that. So yeah, now I live at the beach. I go for a beach walk every day. Yesterday there were dolphins like doing flips in the water. It was amazing. I have lots of time for prayer and meditation. I travel first class. I speak. I have time for my friends. I have a lovely romantic life. You know, it's pretty sweet. And so what I want you to know about all this is that, again, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So here's what we're going to do during our time together is we're going to talk big picture. Okay, we're going to talk sort of give you the big idea of what you can be doing that will move you forward. I'm going to talk about the two secrets, the two things you already have going for you that you may not know about that are going to help sort of rocket fuel you into the future that you want. We're going to talk about the Big Yes, which is an event that I have coming up in San Diego, just because I want you all to know what the story is so you can see, you know, that it's right for you. And we're going to talk about your prescription. We're going to give you a prescription for how to move forward in a way that's going to feel great to you. Not just great theoretically, but great to you personally. Okay? So I want to take a minute and check in. Leonor, are there any questions coming in on the chat or email or anything that I need to know about?
No, I just want to say that if you're having trouble with the video, just make sure to close other applications and programs. And also at the top of your screen, there's a little icon that looks like a a couple bars going up in size, like it's a sort of frequency adjuster. And if you click that, you can adjust your bandwidth usage. And if you just lower the bandwidth, that means it will lower the quality, then it will play faster, and Sam will look more pixelated. So, so hopefully that helps. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you so much, Leonor. Great. Good. So yeah, so let's talk big picture. Let's get out your pen and paper. I'm going to ask you a question that you might sort of hate answering. But my question for you is, what do you want? What do you want for you? If you and I had a magic wand and we could make anything happen, what would you want to be doing? Apart from what you think is practical, apart from what everybody else says, apart from what you think you can get paid for, apart from everything, what do you want for you? What's the desire that's on your heart? What's the little idea that you keep thinking, I wonder if I could do that? It would be so cool if I could just do this. I know it's not realistic, but I totally just want to do that. Let's pretend that we're in a world in which realistic doesn't matter, because we are, and go ahead and make a note about what that is. And the reason I said you might hate answering this question is I found for a lot of creative people, sometimes there's a lot of pain around admitting what we want. You know, we've wanted it for so long, or we've tried for so long, and it starts to feel like a hot stove, like, oh, don't make me dream about this anymore. But I want you to dream about it some more. I want you to go ahead and write down just one idea of something like, you know what, if I could have it my way, if I could just make money doing anything I wanted to do, I would love to make money doing blank. Good? And if you want to go ahead and share that on the chat, I think that's great. If not, don't worry about it. So part 2 of this big picture idea, is what makes you the right person for that job? What makes you the right person for that job? And again, we'll just let the answer sort of bubble up from inside you. It doesn't have to be logical. It can just be an impulse you have. So, what do you really want? What do you really want to be doing? What makes you the right person for the job? And then, what makes you the wrong person for the job? What makes you the wrong person for the job? What makes it completely implausible that you would succeed at this job? Good. So what we've got here is sort of a 3. So now hopefully you've written this down. So you've written down, like, maybe, okay, I want to make money as a writer. I want to make money writing, and I think I'm the right person to do it because I'm hilarious, and the reason I couldn't do it is because I'm too old. Right? So we've got writing, hilarious, too old. Maybe Dawn says she wants to be a photographer. Great. So let's see. I want to be a photographer. The reason I'm the right person for the job is because I have a unique eye for light and shadow, and the reason I'm would be the wrong person for the job is because really I just want to give it all away for free. Okay? Maybe you've got a healing practice, right? You want to, and you think, okay, well, I really want to make money with my healing practice, and I'm the right person for the job because I love helping people, and I really have sort of a divinely inspired gift for helping people and help them be healthy, and the reason I'm a terrible person for that job is because I'm really fat and unhealthy myself. Okay, so everybody have this? You've got your 3 things, what you want, the reason you're the right person for the job, the reason you're the wrong person for the job. Here's what we've got. This is your twin jetpack. This person that you are and this thing that you want, the thing that you wrote down that you thought, if I could just do this, your true desire and your authentic self, warts and all, you can combine these things to move yourself into your future. Now, Sonia's saying, I guess that's my basic problem. I have no clue what I want to do. That's okay. That's okay. Lots of people don't have any idea. So what you may want to do might be explore what I want to do. I want to be in a state of experimentation with my life so I can find what my true passion is. I also find sometimes when people say they don't know what they want to do, they've put sort of a towel over the volcano of desire. Like they really do know what they want to do and they really, really want to do it, but somewhere along the line somebody said it wasn't okay to want that or it wasn't okay to admit that, so they sort of pretend like it's not there. So if that's you, you can. It's okay. You're safe here. You can admit that you want something. So these three things can combine to create your one-of-a-kind, creatively inspired business. And so, for example, if I had the thing like I wanted to be a writer and I'm hilarious and I'm too old, I might start the Blueberry Stained Grandma blog, in which I get to be old and hilarious and write, right? If I was the photographer who had the an eye for light and shadow, and I realized I've been a terrible person for the job because I really just want to give it away. Oh, well, I might start to look for grants to fund my work so that I could give it away. Right? Do you see how admitting what you actually want can be the stepping stone, can trigger your creative brain so that you start to go, oh, wait, there is a way I could make that happen. There is a way it could be like that. So you may be having some ahas right now, so you may be having some like, oh my gosh, I actually could do that. That would be sort of weird. Nobody else is doing that, but that could happen. Or you may be still feeling kind of confused, and that's totally okay. I'll tell you some people that I've worked with before, just to help give you some ideas. I have a client I just heard from the other day named Rebecca Voss. Rebecca has a business now called The Happy Passport. The Happy Passport, you can find her online. And what she does is she travels the world. She travels the world, living abroad, wherever she feels like going, and she teaches other women how to travel alone, safely, and economically. How great is that? I think she's in Vietnam currently, right? And she'll teach you like where to buy tampons in Vietnam and how to do this and how to do that and how to get your hair done and not how to get your hair done. She had this makeover done in Vietnam that was funny. I had another client named Ellen Davenport. Ellen's a writer. She was actually a Unity minister who had tons and tons of material, but was really stifled by the idea like everybody's already doing this. Nobody really needs to hear what I have to say. Once we started to dig into, again, the person that she is and the voice that she has and the ways in which she wants to communicate with people, she got Infusionsoft and started sending out her weekly email. She sends it on Sunday morning, like it's a little bit of church on Sunday morning in your email box, with these really personal, kind of deep spiritual explorations, real questions, things that she's often struggling with, not that she has all the answers, right? And she's attracting this great readership of other people who are really interested in these deeper questions and who are okay with not knowing. And she's like this close to a book deal. This close. She started working with an editor. Her book is done. She's this close to a book deal. So that's possible for her. When I first met Cynthia Scott, she was running a business called Fresh Air Dog. She had a dog boarding business in remotest of Maine. All of Maine is remote, but remotest of Maine. And she was exhausted. She was completely exhausted and stressed out from doing everything all the time for everybody else. Sound familiar? And what she really wanted to do was focus in on this trauma recovery work that she's been trained in and bringing that to other people who've suffered from trauma and also people who work with people who have been traumatized. So we found some ways to put those businesses together so that she is both working with the dogs and doing this trauma recovery thing. And she just sold out like 4 workshops in a row in Maine. So there's all kinds of ways. There's all kinds of ways. I want to check here. Okay, so artistic but broke. How do I open a store? 53 also. Yeah, most of you on this call are over a certain age, and there's never been a better time. You can start selling things. I have a friend named Stephanie, who's a painter. She had an opportunity to have an art studio of her very own. She never had a studio before. She just escaped her cubicle job, her corporate job. She wanted to paint full-time. She had an opportunity for this studio. It was $600 a month. So she put 2 paintings up on Facebook. And she said, hi, everybody. I have an opportunity for this studio at $600 a month. I'm selling these 2 paintings. This one's $600. This one's $750. She sold one of them immediately. She sold the other one the next day. And then she's got all these people going, wait, I didn't know you painted. Those are beautiful. Do you have anything in green? Right? She's opening up a whole new thing. And now she puts up a piece of art every single day on Tumblr. She makes something every day, and she posts it on Tumblr, which is a blog publishing site. So there's ways, and there's ways, and there's ways, and there's ways. Okay. So what I want you to sort of focus on, what I want you to think about and say to yourself right now, is I want you to know that you can make as much money as you want doing whatever you want. You can make as much money as you want doing whatever you want. I know you can. But you have to get out of your own way. You have to stop slamming the door on yourself. You have to get some support, because the way you've been doing it, trying to do things that you think other people are going to like, or not really using the force of your entire personality to move you forward, that's not working. I was just working with somebody the other day who, she kept sort of half admitting that she wanted something and then telling me immediately why it wasn't possible. Like, well, I'd like to make another $500, but there's no way I could do that by the end of May. Really? Why not? Well, could you call one person? Could you call? Yeah, I could call one person, but that's not going to work. Well, that's a great way to stay stuck then, isn't it? Right? Once I pointed out to her that she was in the state of continually slamming the door on herself, she actually got a little better. So every time she would say something that she sort of wanted, and I'd go, oh, good, I think that could happen. She'd go, yes, I can see that that could happen. I was so proud of her for being willing to just hang in there and try it. So let's talk about Big Yes, because that's what I've got going on right now to support you. And I want to talk you through the schedule to see if this is right for you. And then we're going to give you your prescription for how you can move forward on this in a way that's going to feel great for you. All right? Everybody with me? Good. Okay. So the event is called The Big Yes: How to Overcome Procrastination, Perfectionism, and Self-Doubt and Make $10,000 from Your Creativity. I did it last year. We had 100% attendance. I cannot promise you this year that it will change your life. I can tell you that everybody who was there last year said it changed their life. Here's our schedule. We'll start Thursday evening with a sort of welcome event, like 5 to 7. So you can come in anytime on Thursday. We're in San Diego, June 12th to the 15th. So we start Thursday night the 12th, little welcome event. Friday morning, bright and early, I am going to open the kimono and tell you everything that I wish someone had told me when I was starting the Organized Artist Company. I have a couple of guests with me. I'm going to have my friend, celebrity life coach Rhonda Britton. Some of you may know Rhonda. She's an Emmy Award-winning life coach. She was on the show Starting Over. And she's great about helping teach people to be fearless and to live on purpose, to live their life purpose. So Rhonda's going to be there. We'll have if you decide to have the VIP lunch upgrade, we'll all have lunch together, and there's gluten-free options and dairy-free and raw and sugar-free and all that, so we can accommodate all your food needs. And then we're going to talk about creating this business plan of yours. How can you move forward on this thing that you have written to me that you want to do? Being the person that you are, starting right from where you are this very minute. So no more getting ready to get ready. No more once the website is done. No more once I get some more training. No more once the kids are gone. No, today. On Saturday, my friend Ben Saltzman is going to be there. Some of you know Ben. I first met Ben at an event that Bill Barron was doing in San Francisco for a bunch of us, healers, coaches, authors. A lot of people you would recognize and have heard of. And Ben does his segment, it's his turn. He takes about 70 of us. And like I said, we're self-help people. Like, this is not our first rodeo, right? And I swear to you, he did like 10 minutes of, You did like 10 years of therapy on 70 people in 45 minutes all at once. It was amazing. And I've since worked with him privately, and it's really, he's got a way of cutting through old blocks and old beliefs, like the old cemented stuff, the stuff that I thought like, oh, that's just the way I am. Like, I'm never going to get over that. And all of a sudden, it's like getting a tooth pulled. I'm like, I can do it. I'm over it. So Ben's going to be there helping you get over your blocks. And then we're really going to talk about the step-by-step system that anybody can use in almost any business to attract the right people, have a conversation with them that doesn't feel awkward, and have them paying you in a way that feels great for everybody. We'll probably have an evening session on Saturday it's a little bit of a surprise. And then Sunday we're going to really be putting your roadmap together so that you can walk out of there with a plan, you know, so you're not just having that like, oh, now I'm home and now what? No, you will know now what. You will have a plan to make $10,000. How quickly you make it, entirely up to you. You can make it that next week, you can make it that next month, you can make it that next year, whatever you want. The ticket price, the sort of sticker price on the Big Yes event is $2,500. The current price, I think, is $7.99, and you can bring a friend for $99. But because you guys took the time to be here with me, I want to give you something special. So for the next 36 hours, so that takes us until Friday morning, the 16th of May, you can enter the word half in the promo code, and you can come for half price. So that gives you a ticket for $3.99. You can still bring a friend for $99. It's fully refundable up until May 22nd, less a 10% admin fee. So if you find out in the next week that for some reason you can't come, just let us know. We'll give you your money back. Like I said, we have to keep 10% just to cover our administrative costs. And if you actually get to the event and decide it's not for you, just let us know by the end of day one. Just come talk to me or the team and give us your materials back, and we'll refund your money, again, less that 10%, and you can go sit by the pool the rest of the weekend. No harm, no foul, you know? I mean, if I can't help you, I don't really want your money, right? Here's the other bonus you get. When you enroll, when you buy your ticket, the first thing you get is a copy of a recording that I did called How to Make $1,000. And this is a webinar, in which I promised that I would not get off the phone until every single person on that call had a strategy to make $1,000. And it worked. It worked. One person made $5,000, another person made $2,500. I just got the other day, this one made $750, but she was pretty sure the rest of it was going to be coming in pretty quick. So you'll have that tool. So I want you to be able to make the money back that you're investing in this immediately. And then, like I said, by the end of June 15th, you'll have a plan to make $10,000. We've made it as affordable as I can possibly make it. This is not a sit and listen kind of a thing. This is an actual workshop, and I'm keeping it small so that we can talk one-on-one, so that I can be sure that you're really getting the help that you need and the support that you need, me and the other teachers and coaches. Obviously, if you are having rent and grocery issues, then now is not a good time for us to work together. And don't worry, that time will come, right? But if you are anything past rent and grocery issues, I really want you to go deep with yourself and take this opportunity to really check in with your intuition and feel like, oh, is this really the right thing for me? Do I really feel like this would help, like this would work for me? And if the answer is yes, then go ahead and do it. Be decisive. Take the plunge. You're worth it. Your creativity is worth it. Your ideas are worth it. Your future is worth it. And we will make it worthwhile for you. And if we can't make it worthwhile for you, then we will figure out something else, and we'll make that worthwhile for you. I don't tend to let people walk away disappointed. If you are 100% convinced that this is exactly the right thing for you and you have no idea where the money would come from, you can go ahead and email us. Leonor, maybe you can put up the admin email, and we'll book a time. You can talk to me. We'll book a time with you or me or Leonor to, and we'll help you find the money. We're good at finding money. We'll help you figure out how to do that. I want you to remember that every time you invest in yourself, it pays off. Every time you invest in an experience, it pays off. Investments in stocks sometimes pay off, sometimes don't. Investments in stuff sometimes pays off, sometimes doesn't. Investment in real estate sometimes pays off, sometimes doesn't. Investment in you always pays off. Investment in experiences that you get to have that grow you as a person, as an artist, always pay off. So don't wait. Don't wait, don't wait. You can go to Big Yes Revolution right now. The promo code is HALF, H-A-L-F, and that's good until Friday morning. And if you could get a friend, you can bring a friend for $99. Pretty good deal. It's the beautiful Marriott La Jolla. It's going to be great. Let me check and see if there's any questions on Big Yes. Looks like everybody's pretty good. Excellent. Okay. So now, let's talk about your prescription moving forward. Let's talk about what's next for you. I want you to go ahead and finish this sentence. It's okay with me if I'm successful as long as I can still be what? It's okay with me if I'm successful as long as I can still be silly, goofy, shy, intuitive, spiritual, fun-loving, warm-hearted. What is it? What is it that you would like to still be? What will you not sacrifice by being successful? Because that's the last part of your ticket, right? Your desire, your authentic self, and the way in which you can make success meaningful for you. One of the most powerful moments of my life was when I realized that having my own business was the greatest art project I could ever have created. That having my own business was calling me forward to be a better writer, to be a better teacher, to be a better performer, to be a better woman, to be a better partner. And that not only was it the most exciting spiritual event of my life, creative event of my life, but it was also the most exciting spiritual event of my life. When I realized that my business is my spiritual work. It's not just a reflection of my faith journey, it is my faith journey. I come to everything to my business from this lens of how is more God expressing through me as me now and through the Organized Artist Company. And when you start to realize that the person you are and the desire you have and the way that you are made, your wackadoodle little personality, and your creativity and your deep heart can all come together to create a life that is so satisfying and so profitable. That's what I want for you. And that's what I designed Big Yes to be. So, like I said, make a decision for yourself right now. If it's not the right thing, great. We'll work together some other time. If it is the right thing, then jump on it because this event will sell out. Let me go ahead and check and see what people are saying because I can see a bunch of things clipping up. It's okay with me if I'm successful if I can be free and funny. Yes. It's okay with me if I can be successful if I can be happily married. Yes, exactly. If I can be flexible. Absolutely. Relatively free with my time. I got to say, the time freedom thing of being an entrepreneur is the best. Yes, if I can be myself. Sally says, I keep thinking it will make me give me up. See, this is what I'm saying. This is exactly why I made this webinar, is because I think everybody's thinking that. Like, well, I would do that, but then I would have to not be me somehow. or I wouldn't be able to do what I love. Some of you are doing what you love, but you're not doing it in your own way. Some of you are doing things your own way, but you're not doing what you love. You combine these things together, and I'm telling you, you become indelible. You become irresistible. You find the marketing, and marketing is such a terrible word. It's just a stupid word. It doesn't really mean anything. You find a way to communicate with the people who are already into what you're doing, and it's like they'll run at you with a checkbook. Like, they'll throw their credit cards at you. I'm just saying. Let's see, what else? It's okay with me. Yeah, if I can be silly and shy. Oh, Rosie's in New Zealand. She can't come. Oh, yeah, no, we're not going to record it. And the reason I thought about live streaming it, I thought about recording it, because there's a lot of people who, for whatever reason, can't travel. And I want to make something available for you, but this isn't it. It's such a special experience inside the room. And it's so interactive, it doesn't really translate to camera very well. Like, it wouldn't really be fun to watch, because it's not one of those I just stand there and talk kind of things. It's pretty interactive. So yeah, this will not be recorded or live streamed, and I will not be turning it into a product, at least not now. Maybe I'll figure out a way to do that later, but not right now. Good, let's see. Anything else?
Be independent, be loving and connected, be married. A couple different people saying married.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible to be really successful and have a great partner. And in fact, I had this conversation with somebody not too long ago, and it was really powerful for them. They were saying, she was saying that she realized that one of the reasons she was sort of resisting making some really big moves in her career was because she had the feeling that if she was really successful, she wouldn't be able to meet the partner that she wanted. She felt like every time she had been successful before, her love life had suffered. And I said, honey, the more you stay in this small place, keeping yourself small, the more you will attract these small men who cannot keep up with you. The partner that is totally right for you, the partner who will celebrate your success and your bigness and your awesomeness and your power, is over there. He's where your success is. You work towards your success. He will meet you there. But you gotta move. You gotta move. So yes, you can absolutely be happily married or happily in partnership and be a really successful entrepreneur. Totally. Good. Be true and connected with my values. Yeah. Some of you were talking about Etsy. Yeah, there's a way. Etsy can work for some people, but there's a lot of other ways too. This is what I'm saying. Conventional wisdom works for conventional people doing conventional things. That's not you. That's not you. So we're going to get our creative brains together to figure out what's the unique, one-of-a-kind way that you can succeed that's never going to work for anybody else. You can't. It eliminates competition entirely. Nobody could ever copy you because no one would ever do it the way you want to do it. I can't wait to work with you. I'm so excited. Good. Anything else we've got going on here? Let's see. Great. So we've covered, this jetpack you have. This combination of desire and personality, identity, this person that you are, warts and all, weird parts and all, shy parts and all, crazy parts and all, the things that you think will hold you back, and the goodness that you want to bring to your success. I'm not guaranteeing you success. That would be ridiculous. Nor am I saying that can happen overnight. Nor am I saying that it'll be particularly pain-free. Transformation usually involves at least a little bit of stretching. But I can tell you that if you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the time, it will absolutely happen. I want to close out our time together here by sharing with you a poem that I read. I did an event earlier today, actually, with Shiloh McLeod. Some of you know Shiloh. and I read this poem, and it really seemed to resonate with people. It's from a book that I wrote and published myself called An Artist Talks to God. It's available on Kindle. You can also get the hard copy, I think, on my website. So this poem is called The Daily Grind. The Daily Grind. Dear God, the daily grind has got my spirit by the neck. There are too many things to do, and I am exhausted down to my bones. Even the things I like to do feel like a chore, and in all this quotidian chaos, there is no room for me to make art. But I hear you whisper that I was not created in your image to run errands. And that a year from now, no one will remember the imperfect nutritional value of tonight's dinner, but everyone will remember the piece I create. So just for today, I will claim some time. Ironclad, non-negotiable, uncompromising, turn off the phone time to do the work that you designed me to do. That is my promise to you, so that I might fulfill your promise of me. Thank you for being here, everybody. Go to bigsrevolution.com, and I'll see you in San Diego. Let's do one more breathing just to close out the circle. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here with me.